Hey everybody, it's Ed from the Whiskey Tangent Podcast, here with another Whiskey Short, and joining me always is Scott.
Hey everybody.
And he's going to tell you what we're going to be doing tonight.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago when Taylor was here, she brought some other stuff that we never ended up getting to, and she gave us a sample of, and we're going to do a quick taste of, the Wilderness Trail 8-year bourbon. Bonus short. It's also, you'll be happy to know, bottled in bond.
Ooh. I mean, I love to check off my list of bottle and bonds that I've experienced. I'm probably at a good dozen and a half at this point.
Yeah. I guess just the quality of how it's made and all the rules that govern it, it's hard to make a bad spirit bottle and bond.
I've never had a terrible one.
Right.
I've had ones that weren't as good as I thought they were going to be, but they're all pretty drinkable. Even, as we've proven on here, the Evan Williams bottle and bond for about $20.
No, one of the best buys you can get out there.
Absolutely.
That's right. So I have a few paragraphs on the story of Wilderness Trail, and then we'll get to drink it.
Yeah, I'd love to know the history of this company that I feel like over the last 3 years has become much more prevalent in at least our area, the Northeast.
Definitely has. All right, so in the late 1990s, Shane Baker and Pat Heist were in a rock band together, but quickly realized they wanted to chase another shared passion, whiskey. Luckily, they were already living among the rolling hills of Danville, Kentucky, and had been exposed to the Kentucky bourbon industry while growing up. In fact, Shane's family has been distilling in Kentucky since the 1940s, and his grandmother worked for Stitzel Weller for over 50 years.
Of course.
And so, along with strong backgrounds in mechanical engineering and microbiology, they formed FIRM, short for Fermentation Solutions, in 2006, which combined scientific expertise with distilling operations across the world, during which time the pair became highly respected yeast and fermentation experts. And so in 2012, they founded Wilderness Trail Distillery so that they could finally create whiskeys of their own. The unique flavor of Wilderness Trail whiskeys comes from their proprietary infusion mashing process, which uses a specific amount of heat to gelatinize starches without degrading the quality of the grains. Another distinction is that all of their whiskeys use sweet mash, in which fermentation is started from scratch, instead of sour mash, in which byproducts of a previous fermentation are used to kickstart a new one. In fact, Wilderness Trail was the first Kentucky distillery to use sweet mash as their sole mashing technique, which they say yields a much softer and flavorful distillate than their sour mash counterparts. The sweet mash fermentation begins with proprietary yeast strains that are combined with a premium selection of locally grown corn, wheat, and rye varietals, plus water from natural limestone springs. This is then distilled in a combination of pot stills and column stills to allow for different mash bills and batch sizes, as well as the ability to run a mix of wheated and rye-based whiskeys at the same time, which can churn out a maximum of over 200 barrels a day.
Wow.
In addition, as we reported on our November news last year, the Milan, Italy-based Campari Group, which also owns Sky Vodka and Wild Turkey, purchased an initial 70% stake in Wilderness Trail, with the remaining 30% to be acquired in 2031 for a grand total of $600 million.
So that's what those two guys got.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right?
Good job giving up that band. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Thank God you were like, we can make it one day. It took Bruce Springsteen his whole life to sell his catalog for like $500 million, right?
Right.
So you just sold your company. Pretty good job, boys.
Yeah, good decision.
I mean, I guess they're staying on then till 31. Is that the plan? And then they're going to retire? Or how's it going to work? Do we know that?
I don't really know, no.
All right. I guess technically they could blow the 70% and then they know they got more money coming, right? Don't worry. We still got $150 million coming. We're good.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's get right to smelling it.
Yeah. What we have today is their regular small batch high rye bourbon with an age statement of 8 years. So
it's bottle and bond, but they went double the requirement.
Yes. They say their small batches are just 18 barrels, which is the result of one fermenter and
or only a morning, according to them. Right. A short morning's work. They can do 200 barrels a day.
That's right. The mash bill is 64% corn, 24% rye, and 12% malted barley. The price is between like $85, $95. So this is nice of Taylor to bring us this.
An amazing nose.
Oh, wow. That smells delicious.
It's a sweet vanilla corn nose with fruit notes, like all the stuff that Barrel tells me I should taste in whiskey. Like vanilla shortbread and...
I mean, I'm getting a strong citrus off of this.
Yeah, like I didn't want to start with orange.
Yeah, but
That's why I said fruit notes, because I wanted to see if you smelled it until I influenced you.
It's definitely orange, yeah.
But like a candied orange.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very sweet. This is the nicest nose of a bourbon that I've had in a really long time.
It's really, really nice. What's the proof on this? Well, it has to be 100, right?
100, yeah.
Stupido. Sometimes my mouth was faster than my brain.
That's why we have a podcast.
Exactly. I mean, the notes are traditional bourbon notes.
Yeah.
But wow, to the max level. Like the vanilla is off the charts, like a vanilla bomb. I'm trying to get some oak if I get any of the wood for being in there 8 years.
I mean, I guess just a tiny bit, but it's certainly not prevalent. Like I'm also getting like cinnamon, so it's like a sweet cinnamon, orangey.
I get a little bit of black pepper on the nose too, like something spicy tickling my nose at the very, very end of it.
Yeah, there's something there. I mean, it is 24% rye.
All right, let's taste it.
All right. Oh, wow. It's so sizzly on the tongue.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
First of all, it tastes, to me, the initial flavor burst is everything I smelled. Like it's sweet, it's vanilla, there is some citrus on it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a pepper spice in my throat, but you can tell me what you think.
Yeah, the surprising part of it was a little bit peppery on the tongue. I guess that's what it is. I said sizzling because it kind of does that too.
No, there's a weird pepper spice to this on the tongue for sure.
Wow, it's so nice though.
It's really good.
Wow, this is way better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Because we had, I think, just their regular bourbon.
Yeah.
And at the time, we weren't very impressed with it.
I wasn't. I was like, I grabbed it just to give it a try. Not on the air. I wish we only drank on the air. My liver wishes that. But, there's a lot of whiskey out there. I think I remember saying we'll circle back to it at some point.
Yeah.
And tasting this today, it makes me think, maybe we need to take a revisit of our Wilderness Trail. What do you think of the name Wilderness Trail?
Wilderness Trail? It's better than Old Elk.
Yeah, I mean, I just said Old Elk sounded like Old Crow to me. Like it's I don't know, Wilderness Trail's okay. It seems cliche to me. Like, let's take two bourbon historical lies. And also kind of alludes to the whole bourbon trail, right? Yeah. So it's like certainly not a hurtful name, and it's safe, and evidently it's worth $600 million. So, so you can name it whatever you want, I guess.
Right, good choice. Again, their second good choice.
Yes,
going into the whiskey business and naming it something sort of generic.
Oh yeah, and easy to remember.
Yeah, we're not hating on the name.
No, not at all, sirs, because you're millionaires.
What are you getting on the finish?
It's shorter than I expected.
Yeah,
I would put this down as a medium finish.
Yeah. I get a little anise on the finish. And then when it's gone, almost like what's left over after I have a Coke, like a cola flavor.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And I feel like it's giving me a little bit of an oily mouthfeel.
Okay.
So that when I'm done, I still feel like it's coating my tongue a little bit. And it's got legs on the glass too, I can see.
It is viscous for the 100 proof. The mouthfeel is like a 120 proof almost, even though it's not hot. It's really a great experience. This is a delicious whiskey.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And, we talk about there's so much good whiskey between 60 and 100. I question how much is worth over 125. There's a dead zone to me between 125 and like $400 where I'm just like, I don't know that they're that much better, that they should be worth double the price of a bottle like this,
right?
Which you can get for around $90. So, some Kentucky Owl out there for $180.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's twice as good as this whiskey. I mean, maybe it's more complex. Maybe I'm just naive, but this is a very good whiskey. And I take my hat off to Wilderness Trail, both for the whiskey and for the fact that they were able to get so much money. But listen, they're putting up 200 barrels a day, which I also did not know that they were at that capacity.
I didn't either. And maybe that explains how they have so much stuff in liquor stores nationwide.
Well, I think that makes sense of why they were late to our area. They've been doing stuff in many other areas.
Sure.
They've been together since, you said, the 90s, right?
Well, they founded the company in 2012, but they knew each other for,
Oh, all right. So you're telling me they've been around 10 years and made $600 million?
Yes.
What in the hell is wrong with us? I guarantee you we're not going to be able to sell this podcast for $600 million 10 years from now.
We might be able to sell equipment for like $50.
Yeah. People might pay us $100 to just stop. Just here, we'll give each a C note.
Just stop.
If you just shut it down.
Oh, now I'm sad.
It's a joke. They can't make us stop.
That's true. They can't.
Yeah, there's a lot right and a lot wrong with America, but the one thing we do have is that we can get on here and talk about whiskey.
Whatever we want.
Within reason.
Well, yeah, our livers.
No, unless Scott edits it to keep us out of prison.
That's true. I cut out all the jokes.
Yeah.
So let's do the tasting notes. These are from Bourbon Obsessed.
Yeah.
On the nose, vanilla, cherry, caramel, oak, honey, cinnamon, creme brulee, light leather, and tobacco. They have cherry. Yeah. And I didn't taste cherry. I tasted orange.
Yeah, I didn't taste cherry either, but
no,
every batch is a little different,
On the palate, honey, caramel, cherry candy, and cinnamon. So
yeah, we had most of that. We really did. I mean, I didn't say honey, but honey, sure. Honey was all over that.
Honey, caramel. Cinnamon, definitely. That was one that really jumped out at me.
Yep.
On the finish, fairly long, he says, with cinnamon and cherry lingering, but joined by a spicy mix of black pepper
Yeah.
and cayenne and a little barrel char too.
Yeah, remember I said pepper, and I said black pepper, but then I said there's another pepper that's just sitting on my tongue, and I think that's what you tasted. The cayenne was more was in there up front too on it first hit your tongue.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Is it long? We talked about how we still felt like we had a visceral connection to it after we'd swallowed it.
Yeah.
And that was peppering in our throat. So maybe I just don't know when the finish is actually over.
When does the finish end?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it is a long finish, and I was saying a medium finish because it's like there's stuff happening in my mouth, and then it goes down to my throat, but it's still kind of on my tongue. So I don't know. Maybe it was longer than I gave it credit for.
Well, the initial sip is so dramatic.
Yeah.
Like I said, sizzles. And then when the sizzling's gone, maybe that is sort of a clue like, oh, maybe it's done now.
Right.
Maybe it's not.
This whiskey is one of the most upfront whiskeys I've ever had.
Yeah.
It hits you with a 1-2 punch as soon as you take the sip. And then the rest of the journey is kind of subdued. But
you know what? It's a good thing that we don't have more of this because I'd pour another whole thing of this and drink it. I'm really excited about this.
At least we know where we can get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Panache Liquors in Cherry Hill.
That's right. They have others. We can go through their other
real quick.
Wilderness Trail whiskeys. They all seem to be bottled and bond. They have some special single barrel releases that aren't strictly bottle and bond, but all of these are bottle and bonds. They have a high rye bourbon that's bottle and bond, which is the base expression of this one. Okay. So 4 years aged. Same mash bill, 64% corn, 24% rye, 12% malted barley. It goes for about $60. It won double gold this year at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. The wheated bourbon, also bottled and bond, that just replaces the rye for the wheat, so 24% wheat.
Interesting.
Also $60. They have a bottle and bond rye, which is 56% rye, 33% corn, and 11% malted barley. That's aged 6 to 8 years, and $60 for that one as well. And then they have a higher expression of their wheated bourbon, a 6-year. That's what goes for about $75.
Interesting. So no real cask strength out there.
They have single barrel releases, all proof to cask strength. So there you go.
Shut your mouth, Ed.
And those go for about 70.
If I just waited another 10 seconds, I would have looked all right. But no, I'm like finding some way to criticize. Oh, wait, no cask strength? Oh, yeah, all these cask strength. Oh, okay.
Again, your mouth is faster than your brain.
Mm-hmm. Can't believe he's single, ladies.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, this is going to be a real quick taste.
Yeah, I mean,
one of our
it's an old school one.
Old school, yeah.
And part of that is the fact that we only had a sample of it and didn't have enough to have another glass because then I would keep talking about how it tasted.
Right.
But now my glass is empty and so is my mind. And so I'm definitely going to go try some more of them. And I suggest you do too if you're interested. They have plenty to drink at $60 if you don't want to take the step up. But I'm wondering if what we had was the original bottle and bond. That's what we tried.
Right.
And didn't get that excited. But this is making me really excited.
Yeah.
So we often get asked, like, well, when would you pay for the uptick? Well,
this one.
I would definitely pay $90 for this and not $60 for one that's just okay. But I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and try their original again. It's been a few years.
Yeah. Maybe
maybe it was us. Maybe we were just off that day.
Maybe we were sad.
Yeah. Maybe it was like, oh, we're sad. And I don't know. I don't feel like walking the Wilderness Trail right now. But anyway, congratulations to them on their success.
Oh.
And I still don't understand how Campari owns so much with making one bitter, terrible mixer. But anyway, for the Whiskey Advantage podcast, if you can find some Wilderness Trail in your price range that you want to try, please do. I think you'll enjoy it.
Indeed.
So I'm Ed.
I'm Scott.
Cheers, everybody.
Later.